Okay, here we're looking at the main store's network setup. There's the modem. The cable comes in. You got a patch panel. All these connections go to a 24-port switch. On top of the switch is a Netgear router, and on top of the Netgear router is a 5-port switch. We're going to change angles. Okay. Maybe you can make sense of this because it boggles my mind a bit. We have the modem right here. Verizon cable modem. There's 4 LAN ports and there's 1 WAN port. The 1 WAN port connects to port 2 on this 5-port switch. Port 1 of the 5-port switch goes to the WAN port of the Netgear router. So, to reiterate, from Verizon modem to the router, the path is from the WAN port of the Verizon modem to port 2 of a 5-port switch, and then port 1 of the 5-port switch to the WAN port of the Netgear router. And then from LAN port 4 of the router it goes to the patch panel. And then patch panel 24 port goes to 24 port on the 24 switch box. Let me reiterate that again. That sounded confusing. LAN port 4 on the Netgear feeds to a patch panel port. Patch panel port 24 feeds into the large switch, the 24-port switch. Let me give you a little closer view, because I don't know, that looks like you're really far away. So here we have Verizon modem. The Verizon modem and the router are sitting on top of a 24-port switch. Right here you have on top of the 24-port switch you got a Netgear ProSafe router, and on top of that router is a 5-port switch that has an interesting note that it splits IP addresses, one going to RTI and one going to a camera system. Fortunately, the one going to RTI is a static IP that we're familiar with, but I don't know how that switch is delegating IPs. That's a little bit of a mystery to me. But my assumption would be if we put the IP settings into the Cisco and just allow the Cisco to take the place of the Netgear, that everything will work.